Amigos, amigas, amigas, it's me, el Hoopo. He's here, hey, right? He's amigos, Max Prophet. We're back. It's been a while, eh? I've been on a little trip. Went to Dominican Republic. Got to go to the beach. Got leche, macami, and Santo Domingo. Puta Cana. Puta Canada. That's what they say. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Anyways, boys, I don't even know why I started it like that. Listen, we spoke offline before. This has nothing to do with basketball. Max, I'm throwing this at you. Remember we spoke offline about those New Jersey drones?
Yeah.
Remember that? And we never actually jumped back on it. Well, Trump and them just said that this shit right here no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, world. Don't worry about it, America. This shit is just FAA. These were just, no, these are friendly. These are just drones that are ours. What do you think about this? Before we get into this show, do you think that shit's real? That answer was real for that shit? Because I looked into this after we spoke about it. I'm like, that shit's kind of crazy. This story is like, this is crazy.
They said it was friendly drones?
They said it was FAA approved. Just like it's ours. It basically, yeah, it's FAA approved drones.
With no explanation for what they were doing?
No, they didn't explain what they were doing or why. They just said they were FAA approved, along with some. They said also some like regular Publix drones. That was their answer to all this.
That stinks.
It smells, right?
Yeah.
It smells so crazy. I saw that. They're like, oh, it was like first day that this press secretary, because, a little news from Trump, she says. She goes, yeah, you remember those drones? Yeah, no, that's FAA approved. I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, that shit stinks. Just like you just said. Yeah, man. That's a wet, dirty diaper, man.
They got us running around. We can't even figure all this stuff out. We all too busy, man.
Just too busy, and they just throw that out there. No, it's cool, people. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That was nothing, man. Don't even worry about it. Anyways, just wanted to get that out there. That this world's got goddamn crazy, and we're sitting here. It's like, okay, cool. We'll take that as an answer. No, we can't take that as an answer. Because after you mentioned that to me, Max, I'm like, I did a little research. I'm like, this shit's crazy.
Yeah, like, it is crazy, and it's. And that answer is just like, okay, yeah.
It's crazier. The answer is crazier. And people are just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, fuck. People, get your heads out of your ass, because that right there, that's not an answer. All right, let's get into this. We'll talk some basketball. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. We're back, and we got a lot to talk about. So like I said, I'm El Hoopo. That right there is A-Rod, A-R-O-D. And that right there, that's Max Profit. You better pay me. We got a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. And let's go. Boys. We're back. Yes. What's up, A-Rod?
What is up, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, that's been a while. How was your holiday? How was all that? I don't even remember last time we spoke, man.
Chill.
Yeah.
It's chilly like outside.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
It is chilly. I missed that the cold streak last week when I was away, but I heard it was real cold.
I'll tell you who's not on a cold streak.
Who's that?
Fucking Raptors, man.
Yeah, let's just get right into it, man. Okay, last time we spoke, the name of the episode was Lost My Care. Basically, lost my care for this team.
And they listen.
They heard us, man. They are 5 for their last... No, they're 7 of their last 8. And they've won 5 in a row. The flow, the vibe, the fun is there. Jump right into it, A-Rod. What are you seeing and what are you feeling? Because it's a whole change. They got it.
It's hard to say. It's been a combination of a few things. Scotty's been playing really well.
Yes, he has.
Player of the week in the East.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. They've had a very favorable schedule. They got a little bit of confidence. Then they actually, got over the hump when they played Boston.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that was a big one. Big confidence builder to close out that game.
Yeah, that's huge.
I don't know
That's a good
what
point.
else is new. I mean, I don't think necessarily like they're playing better basketball. It's a weird thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're playing better if they're winning, but it's just more. I think they're just doing what they could have been doing before and closing it out. Like
Coach of the Year, Darko? What do you think?
No, Darko's out for me. I don't care if Darko. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Darko's out for me. Even if they make the second round of the playoffs, Darko out.
Really? If they made the second round of the playoffs?
Right now, listen. Even if they go on like some 40-game win streak, they make second round of the playoffs, Darko out.
Dark
I'm one of
one.
those guys where I stay committed, man. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is, man.
No, I like that.
Like,
yeah.
I'll admit when I'm wrong on stuff, but this one, I just, you watch so many games, you watch guys play, and you don't see nothing much out of it. I'm not gonna change my mind.
So you think it's a case of they basically caught a wave. They're feeling good. They're feeling confident. People are healthy, kind of. Quickly, has not been good all year.
Bruce Brown's been really good.
Bruce Brown's been. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Like, he's been really good. Kelly Olynyk was good for a bit.
Jakob's playing nice.
Yeah, Jacoby. Jamal
yeah.
Shed got the extra minutes over Davion for a little bit, and he was proving himself. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a few things, man.
They're fun to watch right now. That's the thing, right? They were not fun to watch for quite a while. I couldn't watch them. I wasn't watching them just because it was not fun to watch. Max, what about you? What's your vibe? The vibe has switched.
Yeah, for
how
sure.
you feeling?
They have gotten out of that horrible dungeon that they were in. It couldn't get no worse.
It was Guantanamo, man. It was Guantanamo.
Yeah. And it was getting worse. So it was like, what's really going on here? But I don't know if there was a fight in the locker room, a motivational speech. I don't know, a clearing of the air, like one of those Festivus for the Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
The clearing of grievances. Yes,
sir.
The clearing of grievances in
Bang,
Festivus.
bang.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did one of those,
Yeah.
And the vibe definitely looked good. I noticed what made me feel like, hey, this is really a different thing that these guys are on right now was when they beat the Wizards. I think it was last night.
106-82 or 83.
That's a game the Raptors lose,
Yeah.
That's a game they lose. That's a game where they just kind of make you feel like, hey, there's something here, and then they go fuck around and lose to the Wizards and shit. Now, going into that game, I felt like, hey, they should beat these guys.
And then they
Don't
did.
fuck around and disappoint me.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So I was like, hey, look, this is something different, This is something different. There is a new energy here for sure.
I think you both are kind of throwing in the right ingredients into the pot, figuring out what's happening right now. You know what it is? I think what it is, and you guys are kind of painting the picture of it. And it's such a thing in all sports that if you find it, you gotta bottle it. Is trust amongst the team, trust in the locker room. You just said, who knows what happened there? Was it a blow up? Was somebody fuck somebody's baby mama here? Was it wait, they aired it out and I'm okay with it now that you did that. You shouldn't have did it, but I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have did that.
You ain't lost your girl, you just lost your turn. Just keep it moving.
Bang. If you stay ready, you got to be ready. But I think that's the thing. I think there's some trust there, and you can see it. I saw it in one play last night where I think Scotty went into the paint, dropped it off, or I forgot who it was, and then somebody dropped it off to Jakob. Jakob he could have easily done one of his little scoop shot things, but no, he threw it up for the lob to Scotty and finished it, and it was like a bang, bang, bang. That play only happens if there's trust and you guys are having fun. And, we've all played basketball before. We've all played sports before. If there's no trust and you're not having fun with your teammates, that play would have stopped 2 passes ago. And for that play to continue like that means that, there's some cohesion there, and they can keep building on this. And they're such a young team that you need to let this grow.
I like how Scotty be getting in that defensive stance.
Yeah,
It's absolutely useless, but I like how he be getting in that stance, though.
He said something the other day about his defense. He's like, people don't necessarily talk about my defense, but I want people to know about my defense. So he was.
Oh, you're gonna have to work on that, brother. But hey, I see you trying. I see you trying.
See he stole the ball off Banchero and he blew him a kiss.
Yeah. I see that.
I like that attitude, though. You know what I mean? And that's going to sift through the team, and hopefully, it's good. It's like a good cancer that spreads throughout the team, that everybody else can sort of start to lace up their shoes with that attitude and go out there and feel good about themselves. And that's the stuff that you can't teach.
Maybe Scotty's just putting his stamp on the team.
That's it. Maybe it's finally happening.
This is my energy, and this is how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he did.
Speaking of Scotty Stamp on the team, I saw an insane comment actually online about how the Raptors are looking at Brandon Ingram.
I saw that.
Trade, right? And it's like they're looking for a superstar to pair with Scotty or like another.
Brandon's not a superstar. Brandon's not a superstar.
But you know, okay, first of all, he's not a superstar. Second of all, like you got like a homegrown product that's 25. Is RJ even 25? Under 25?
I thought he's turning 24. He's turning 25 or something like that. Yeah. I don't think he's 25 yet.
So he's not even 25, and it's like you got a homegrown product who's averaging at least 25 points a game.
Yeah.
And you're talking about adding another guy to pair with him like you don't have nobody?
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
such a weird comment to make, man, online. People, I swear, they throw out some
people insane, are crazy, yeah.
Insane quotes, man.
Well, that's a perfect segue. No, go ahead, Max, sorry.
RJ doesn't really have a presence in the league if you're not a Raptors fan. When he left the Knicks, they gave him some love for the first time he came back. But by the second time he came back, I bet you they forgot he played there.
I know
we love RJ. We love you, RJ. But you really don't have any presence in the league. Nobody talks about you.
Ben Stiller was talking about him.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, Ben Stiller's a fan of him. Yeah.
Well, Ben Stiller is a Knicks fan, so he probably still, remembering everybody. They gave Randall a big round of applause when he went back the other night.
Yeah. I mean, it's well deserved. The guy's shit now, but he did a lot for that. He did a lot for that franchise, man.
Speaking of doing a lot,
that rookie they got that comes off the bench, Dillingham or something like that.
Dillingham, yeah.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, Shifty Rob.
Rob.
I think they're eventually going to shift out Randall for the young and bring him into the starting lineup.
Yeah,
Speaking of getting
any level, he's ridiculous to watch.
Paul George going back to Indiana was complaining that he hasn't got his tribute video.
Paul George was talking about a tribute video?
He wanted a tribute video.
Man, you need to sit down.
He really does, right? Oh, man. Yeah, where's my tribute video? He basically was like, I'm kind of upset about this. I want my tribute video. I'm like, wow, okay.
What did they do, though?
I don't know, man.
Did they get to the finals?
No.
They didn't get to the finals.
No, you get a tribute. No, okay. I just wanted to get that out there because that bothered me. That stung when I saw that. But it was a perfect segue to talk about that and Max to talk about that. The trade deadline is approaching. It's February 6th, I believe it is. And yes, I read that they're looking to pair up. Get a nice pairing with Scotty. And I kind of read that. I don't know if I don't know where that's coming from, but. I threw some names. I took a moment to think about some names that are being floated around on other teams that might look nice. I'm not talking superstar like Brandon. Brandon Ingram's not a superstar, and I don't want Brandon Ingram on this team. And I don't mean any disrespect like that.
I like Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't. Yeah, that's why I said no disrespect. But a guy like Bogey, you guys can throw some names out there, but Bogey on Atlanta is just he's a mess out in Atlanta right now. I don't know what's going on. He's playing one game, he's hurt the next. They're not playing him. I don't know what's going on, but I think a little shooter like that, he's a little sandpaper-ish, would be nice. And I think a nice fit on this team. But what do you boys think? What should the Raps be looking to do this trade deadline with what's transpiring with 7 in the last 8 and 5 in a row? What do you guys think?
Jimmy Butler, let's go.
Oh, fuck. So disrespectful.
See, the way he's handling that whole situation, I'm like, I don't want to do like that anywhere near this team.
They should get him out of the NBA for this shit.
He's killing his brand.
Oh.
Speaking of out of the NBA, man, that Terry Rozier news.
Oh, I was gonna bring it up.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Well, lay it out there for those that don't know.
Yeah, for those I don't know the details.
Oh, really? Throw it out there.
I don't like details. Details are scary, but just give me enough.
I'll give you the Cole's notes. They basically were saying that he was pulling a Jonte Porter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Bro, what's you coming up on hard times?
And
but
then, I don't know if you've seen the Kevin Love Instagram videos he's been posting. Every day he was posting like something from the Jimmy Butler saga, right? So the other day when Jimmy Butler walked out on practice, he was like. He posted that training day clip of Denzel. Yo, you think you could do this shit to me? You motherfucker just live here. I'm the boss. I run shit here.
Great
movie. Wait. Up in this bitch.
Doesn't Kevin Love still play for the Heat?
Yeah.
He doesn't play, but he's there.
But then now, because of the Terry Rozier news, he put have you seen Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
I haven't watched that. No.
Oh my god! So he's like a gambler, like he's a pawn shop guy, but he gambles like crazy. It's like if you ever want anxiety, watch that movie. He's like, so what do you think, man? You guys just play it, like, and I don't get paid. He's like, I get paid. This is how I win. And he's like talking about betting. He's like, so let's fucking do this. Let's bet on this. Like he put that shit up, like for Terry Rozier, man. I was dying, man.
But let's put a note on this though. The NBA did do an investigation on their own, and they found no evidence whatsoever that he was doing anything shady that would affect the game in any sense. So I don't know, but if there's outside forces.
But if he was doing something shady, would the NBA want anybody to know?
Well, they let Jonte. They executed Jonte for this shit. For what he did.
He was.
I mean, he's not Terry Rozier. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's not scary Terry. He's jumbling Jonte, white tee Jonte. Yeah. Well, hopefully not, because you don't want to see that, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we all remember Michael Jordan, what he called the Bulls when he arrived there. They were the cocaine traveling circus.
Yes, indeed. When he went into the room, he said in the last dance, he went into the hotel. Oh, man.
And did you know that Isaiah Thomas was called to testify in a mob case?
I didn't know. No, I didn't know that. Come on.
Yeah, he was running one of those gambling nights at his house. Like where you invite a bunch of friends over and you have like a private.
They do that on the Danforth.
Yeah, so apparently the characters that were coming to Isaiah's place were very, very high profile, and some of them cats were under investigation while they were going to these gambling parties, and Isaiah had to go in and testify.
Mamma mia!
And so it's a wild world out there, baby. Who knows what's going on?
If you were in the game, I'm sure you get your out one. I'm sure you'd be tempted at some point in time to pull some shit like that for a quick buck. If you're not,
I'm not blaming. I'm not saying Isaiah was up to no shady stuff, but he probably got offered.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. Like it's probably happening all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, anyways, get back just before we'll get off the Raptors. But anything you guys want to see done on trade deadline, just to get back to that, the Raptors could do some minor adjustments or just do nothing, stand pat, and just kind of still let this grow.
If they can get some young guys for Brown, I don't know, maybe shoot.
Some picks for Brown or something young for Brown. Yeah.
Honestly, I have no suggestions because the Raps are just a mess to me. I just don't know what kind of like roster you want to play with, or like what the style is. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I thought it was cool to see Quickly and Barnes get the contracts and RJ. But without those three, it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know what the rest of the team is looking like. I don't know on a night-to-night basis what the style is. Like, I don't see how anybody gets better. It's very top-heavy.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout out to, I don't know, this just popped in my head, but shout out to Malik Monk out in Sacramento, man, who's playing his ass off this year. I just want to give a shout out to Malik Monk, man, who's the vet who's just killing it this year. Having one of his best statistical seasons ever, and I don't know why that just popped in my head. Probably just because I have him on two of my 3 fantasy teams, and he just seems to be doing quite well.
Shout out to Sacramento, man. Coach got fired. Now homeboy wants to leave.
De'Aaron,
that's clutch. That's clutch management right there. De'Aaron Fox is too much of a nice guy to be pulling this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's clutch management doing all this strong arming.
That's the LeBron tube. All right, so let's get into this, boys. I got a quick question. So while I was in Dominican, every single morning I was going for runs on the beach. I would get up super early and I would go and I would run on the beach and I would run to the point and back and do about 6 kilometers. And no joke on that. I think the second last day I was going on my run, right? And it was like 7 in the morning. I was finishing up my run. Beautiful beach. Go to the point. I'm coming back. I see this guy. And this is a true story. I see this guy, he's like pretty much passed out. He falls and he's just drunk out of his mind, right? And I get a little closer. I'm like, man, this dude, he's wearing you don't see this often. He's wearing a San Antonio DeMar jersey. You know what I mean? You don't see that often. Like,
ain't that something?
Yeah. So I was like, hey, DeMar, and he pops up and he's just wasted, right? He just like, yeah, DeMar, and then he passed right back out. I swear to God, that's all he said was, "Yeah, DeMar," and then he passed right back out. I'm like, all right, so I just kept running. I'm like, he seems okay if he answered that. So, yeah, shout out to DeMar and shout out to that fan who was wearing, because you don't see that jersey on somebody's back very often.
No, you don't. That's a nice little collector's piece right there.
And shout out to DeMar who says he wants to retire a Raptor. So he said,
of course, you're gonna retire a Raptor.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He is Toronto.
Come on, DeMar. What's understood don't need to be said.
More Toronto than Drake, man.
100%.
I was hearing a interesting debate on 520. Are the Raptors going to retire Kawhi Leonard's jersey?
No. I don't think so. I think that
they were just like, no. One of them was like, come on, man, he gave him the ring though. The host was like, but he gave him the ring though.
I get that.
Yeah, and Teague and Homeboy was like, man, F that. One season.
Yeah, no, I
Did you see the podcast with Pat Bev talking about Kawhi's house?
No. What did he say?
Yeah, so he was like, I go over to Kawhi's house and I'm like, oh shit, look at this this basketball in the rim. It looks like regulation size, right? He's like, most people don't have that, right? And he's like, Kawhi, what's up with the rim? And he's like, oh yeah, that's the championship rim. He's like, that's the rim that we won the chip with the Raptors. Like,
wow, you brought it into
the actual rim.
Yeah,
that is so gangster. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, put his jersey in the Raptors.
Yeah, man, I love that, man. You might have to throw your jersey up for that, bro. That's crazy.
That's cool, man. That's at his house.
Yeah, it's at his house in San Diego.
That's gangster.
Oh, that is so gangster. Wow.
He's like, I'm gonna have to take that rim.
Oh yeah, get me that. Get me that.
He probably was part of his negotiations before he said he was leaving. He's like, I need to get the rim. Send it to San Diego.
I need the championship rim. What? I need the championship rim.
Well, speaking of the DeMar jersey and the parties and the championships, if you ever had a hangover, I saw a lot of hangovers. I don't drink, but I saw a lot of hangovers when I was out at this wedding out in Dominican, and I was wondering, you boys know of anywhere in the city where a supplement shop that possibly could help with getting get rid of hangovers and get rid of those wet shits and get rid of those headaches, and anywhere that could help you out with that in the city?
Red Tape Brewery?
No, because Red Tape really isn't having conversations with me. Yeah, exactly. That's going to add to the problem.
Shout out though. Shout out.
But
I'll still drink
we're done with them though.
I'll do to my pants and still drink it.
Exactly.
But, hey, those Popeye supplements.
Bam. Popeyes. Popeyes is back, man. Popeyes supplements. That's it. For all your supplement needs, protein, hangover pills, Long John Silver pills. They got all that shit for you. You just got to go in and speak secretly. They'll get you what you need from the back. So this next episode of This or That, this or
that,
is brought to you by Popeye Supplements. All right, boys. So, first off, it just popped in my head today. I thought this one would be kind of fun here, man. So speaking of Last Dance, it's funny you just brought it up. It's like, I was watching all that Last Dance again, and I was like, oh man, I just love that era of there was so much shit talking. There was just so much trash talk, and it was real. It seemed real, you know what I mean? Like, that guy really doesn't like that. Anthony Mason really did not like the Bulls. Do you know what I mean? The Knicks did not like the Bulls, and the Pistons, and you know what I mean? Like, there was pure hatred there. So I thought, you know what? What's your starting five plus a coach of just the greatest shit talkers? If you could have a squad that goes out on the court 1 to 5 with a coach who is just pure trash talk, who do you got? I'll start it off so you guys can think about it, because I had time before you to do this. My coach right off top for this team is Don Nelson. Don Nelson is going to coach this team, and he's going to coach them real well, because Don Nelson is a G. So on top, I'm getting Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest shit talkers of all time. When you remember this scene right here, when who was that? That it was B.J. Armstrong, Charlotte, who dropped, I think it was like 13 on him or something like that, and they won the game in the playoffs. And Mike's like, okay, and we all know what happened next. So I got Don Nelson as a coach. I got Michael Jordan because he was a killer. I got Gary Payton at the point. I got Reggie Miller. So I got Reggie, Mike, Gary, and then I got right here, that's another picture, Gary. I got Larry Bird because Larry Bird just he would just from what I've heard, I wasn't. I'm too young to been able to watch him play, but from what I've heard and the stories I've heard, this dude just would talk your ear off and just talk so much shit. So Larry Bird, and then I got who did I pick? I didn't pick Dennis Rodman. Did I pick Dennis Rodman? Maybe I did. Huh? I don't know why. Yeah, I guess that's my five. That's my five. So that's my tough shit talking five. I guess I picked Rodman, but I don't know why. I think I meant to pick Barkley. But anyway, so that's my five. So I got Gary, Mike, Reggie, Larry Bird, and I guess Rodman. Don't know why I picked Rodman. But who you guys got?
All right, I'm gonna go with at the 1 GP.
Same thing, huh?
At
Boom.
the two, I'm gonna go with. Okay, at the 2, I'm gonna go with MJ.
Boom.
Right? At the 3, I'm gonna go with Detlef Shrimp.
Detlef talked some shit, didn't he?
At the 4, I'm going with my man KG.
Okay.
Shit talker.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the 5, at the 5.
Until Matt Bonner stepped in, remember that?
At the 5, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna go with Rasheed Wallace.
Oh, that's anybody who came up with ball don't lie, right?
Yeah. Rasheed.
Part of the Trailblazers.
Good pick. I picked that entire Trailblazers team. Remember that team? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a great team.
I love that team, man. That's the best individual team that wasn't a team of all time.
Was they had Al Harrington? Didn't they have Al Harrington on that squad?
Derek Anderson or Stoudemire, Patterson, Zebo.
Young Zebo.
I think
Jermaine O'Neal, wasn't he on there?
Yeah.
O'Neal, Rasheed, old ass.
The Jailblazers.
Yeah, they were fun, man.
Steve Blake.
They were dope.
That's the guy. That's the guy. Everybody doesn't know how tough that dude is. Steve Blake.
No, Steve
I brought him up before.
Gangster.
Yeah.
Steve Blake was dope. He was dope in college.
Yeah. All right, I like your 5 better than my 5 actually. I like that. How did I not Rasheed? Who you got, Max?
Let's see. At coach, I'm gonna go with Pat Riley. Shout out to Pat going through it right now.
Yeah, Pat's gonna win this one.
Stand firm. Pause.
Yeah.
And then and then what else we got? So at the point guard, shout out to Gary Payton, but I'm gonna go with Mark Jackson.
Ooh.
Should be shaking Mark Jackson. He got that old man, you know how old dudes talk on you when they playing ball, you know.
Give you a shot to the spleen.
Not as many explicitives as Gary Payton, but it'd still be just as funny, probably even funnier with that old man giving you that you can't do this, boy. I was doing this when you was just a baby and all that kind of stuff. At 2 is Mike, because Mike was a crazy shit talker.
Killer.
He used to kill Kobe with the shit talking. He broke Kobe's heart one time, talking about you could wear my shoes, but you never feel him. That hit him right in the heart. That hit Kobe in the heart. You know what I mean? Like Jordan was unnecessary, you know. And then
it was unnecessary.
Yeah. And then you got
just mentally fuck you. Yeah. Stan Van Gundy used to say that. He used to say, was it Stan or what's his brother's name? Jeff Van Gundy used to say he hated Jordan for that because he'd act like he's your friend, and then he would just destroy you. He would poison you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway,
and then he destroyed the Knicks for him saying that.
Yeah,
because he's not acting like he's your friend. He just likes to destroy people, you know.
Definition of a killer.
Yeah, and then number 3, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
He once talked so much shit he scored every basket in a quarter with his left hand. Just because he told him, man, I'm gonna score every basket on you with my left hand this whole quarter.
Yeah,
you know, like he did it. You know, he used to murder Atlanta with the shit talking.
Yeah.
And then number 4, gotta go with KG. Happy Mother's Day, motherfucker. If you know that story, woof, 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 woof. And then number five, five will go with Bill Russell, the legendary Bill Russell.
Wait, that's a big pick. That's a big pick. I love it. All right, cool. Yeah, that was fun, man. I don't know. I don't think I meant to pick. I don't know why I put Rodman's picture in here. I did that last. Anyways, I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. Like, why did I put Rodman here? And like, it really threw me off. I'm like, no, I wouldn't pick Rodman. Like, why did I put Rodman in here? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know why. I must have been wanting to talk about something else. But, anyways, I like that. And who'd you pick as coach? Pat Riley. You didn't pick a coach, A-Rod. Who would coach your squad? Out of so I got Don Nelson. He's got Pat. Who you got?
That's a good question, man. Who would pick?
Or Sam Mitchell.
No.
Sam was a G, man.
He'd throw a fit.
Here's who I pick, man. Hear me out on this. I'll take Brendan Malone.
Brendan Malone.
I like Brendan Malone, and he taught Mike Malone how to talk shit.
Oh,
So I know it's coming from a good spot.
Yeah.
So,
Brendan Malone was with them. Was with the gangster Pistons. He was with the the bad boy Pistons, and
Robin putting a shotgun to his head Pistons. Yeah.
And I mean, he been with all kind of players. Didn't he coach Boogie Cousins?
Yep.
Yeah, so he been with all the G's, you know.
Isn't he going to Mongolia to play basketball? Did you guys hear that?
Puerto Rico for a little, but
I heard he's going to Mongolia.
Boogie's actually still playing ball?
He's playing in Taiwan right now.
Wow, because I saw something he was going to Mongolia. I'm like, what? Like,
it's pretty sad, man, because it's like a guy that talented,
right?
Can't even get a roster spot, but yet you're putting in like some scrubs like Bronze Kid.
That shit smells too. Like the drones, that shit smells with Boogie. I don't know what that is. Why he never got back in the league.
The legendary meme. You see what this is? It's ridiculous. Yeah. That's the legendary meme. I mean, bro, I was watching that game live. That was a moment. Because
you know he destroyed that game too.
Yeah, bro. It was
like 47-15 or something crazy.
He made a statement with that game, like you're not going to stop me. I see what you're doing. You're not going to stop me. And then they put the mic to him, and he let it rip. It was a great moment.
Oh, here I wrote down my five. I don't know. I was going by the picture. So yeah, Don Nelson, GP, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley or Magic. I couldn't pick which one. Larry Bird, MJ, and my sixth man is Steven Jackson. Because I heard a story. Steven Jackson, when he was in training camp, he showed up to training camp one time. And I think it was Al Harrington who said this. He said he looked over. It was on the. It wasn't even in the locker room. This was like on the side of the court. And he goes, check it out. Steven Jackson goes, look at that. He had ironed his pants and starched his jeans so well that they were standing. He had them starched so well that his jeans were just standing without a body in them. They were ironed so well and creased so sharp that they could stand on themselves. I'm like, any man who could do that shit, because I love to iron my shit, keep my shit clean. Boom. Like, I was like, all right. And this time, Steven Jackson talks so much shit too. So anybody who does that to their jeans, their Wranglers, and then does that shit, like, okay, you're a winner in my eyes, man. That's my sixth man.
Shit, they kicked him off the Spurs.
That's it. They kicked.
They talked so much shit. They kicked him off the Spurs.
Speaking of Spurs and speaking of Texas, there is some El Mayo news, folks.
Okay.
There is, so get your Snapchats ready right here, okay? Get your Snapchats ready. There is some news. We haven't had some news in a while, but let me read this right here. This was 1.5 weeks ago. U.S. prosecutors said that they are discussing, this is crazy. U.S. prosecutors say that they are discussing a potential plea deal with El Mayo Zambada, the long elusive Mexican drug lord who was arrested last summer, who was kidnapped, whose son could testify against him if he goes to trial. So they're working on a plea deal. Imagine where this shit's gonna go, man. Imagine where this shit's gonna go, and like what he is gonna give up, and who knows where this shit's gonna go, man.
Some real deal making going on right now.
That's it. So I thought, okay, so I looked up. We've spoke on it before, Narco Corridos music, and I was playing it when I was in Dominican, and I got a few laughs from some people that were like real confused looking at me. I'm wearing a Columbia hat. I'm playing this music. I'm like, that's a real confused Torontarian right there. But this song right here, this is an El Mayo song. This is Los Tucanes de Tijuana. And this is a corrido for El Mayo. So this is a song dedicated to El Mayo. We won't understand a word of it right now, but I just want to throw it out there for a second. Oh yeah. Anyways, as a man, I just want to throw it out there, man. This story keeps getting crazier and crazier. And shout out to Los Tucanes de Tijuana for El Mayo. That's a big song, and there's a lot of news to come. And I'm not promoting, warfare. I'm not promoting people getting killed. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not trying to make fun of this shit, but this shit is real, and there's an appetite for dope, and there's an appetite for drugs in the States, and it's so funny that they sit there and they're like, close the borders, but then they're like, but keep the dope coming. You know what I mean? Like, keep our addictions fed. You know what I mean? And then they go and they blame them. So I just think it's pretty funny, man. And anyways. I just want to leave it at that. Los Tequines de Tijuana, look them up. El Mayo. Let's see where this trial goes. One more thing, boys, before we get out of this. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet on any podcast or that we've done, any episode we've done. But like I've said before, Michael Jordan, and Ricky Henderson and Ben Johnson, my three favorite athletes. I've mentioned it before, but Ricky Henderson, I can't believe I haven't given this shout out yet. Passed away, unfortunately, 2024. And this guy, as I grew up, this guy right here was a legend to me. Like Ricky Henderson was, him and Michael Jordan were like, they were like this for a little while. I'm like, do I want to be like Ricky, like this, or do I want to be Mike like this? I couldn't. I was trying to find which one I want, but Ricky Henderson, he won a World Series here in Toronto, and I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Ricky Henderson for being one of the greatest to ever do it, greatest leadoff man ever, most stolen bases ever, beat Lou Brock. And quick, one of my greatest memories, I don't have a lot of good memories from my pops, but one of the greatest memories was he took me to a card show once. Remember when they used to do card shows?
Yeah.
And
They came back.
Yeah, so I have hundreds of Ricky Henderson cards. Like, I have them all, right?
It's Pokemon now.
Yeah, so we used to go to card shows and look for Ricky Henderson cards. And we went into this one card show, right? My dad and I was like, I must have been like 10 or 11, 1990. And there was one, it was a signed Ricky Henderson card. I'm like, oh, Dad, I want to get that. Yeah, so this guy was from Detroit, right? So my dad's like, all right. And I think at the time, I don't know how much he paid for it, but he bought it for me. So I'm like, oh, it's amazing. We get into the car. I'm like, like Eddie Murphy with his hand, with his cheeseburger, just like this. I was like looking at it in the car like this. And then I pulled it down. And I knew enough that his name was spelt wrong. He spelled his name wrong. So I was like, no, that's not how you spell Ricky. He spelled it Ricky. No, there was no E. So I'm like, this isn't real. My dad, in 1985 red Mustang, had a cigarette in his mouth, slams on the brakes. He goes, huh? He goes, turns that car around, straight back to the car. So goes, come in with me. Goes inside, slams the car on the table, grabs this guy by his jean jacket and says, is this a motherfucking fake? It's like this. And the guy goes, he goes, I want my money back, and let him pick any 3 cards he wants off this table. Before I tell everybody in this bitch that this shit's fake and you're selling fake shit to kids. And I was like, I looked at my dad, I'm like, I'll never forget that. This isn't exactly what he said. That's just kind of how I see it now. But the way that's the way I said it. But like how he handled that situation is like something that we will find a situation in our life where we're gonna have to do something like that, right? And he stepped up, and so I just wanted to give a shout out to my dad for that, because that was a good thing. And the guy actually admitted, and let me take 3 cards. So shout out to my dad, shout out to Ricky Henderson. Rest in peace, man. Greatest to ever do it. Yeah. So this was another episode of This or
That.
Brought to you by Popeye Supplements. All right, let's go around the NBA. We touched on it for a second. De'Aaron Fox, possible trade. But I want to go back to last night. There was an Indy Detroit banger. There was a bit of shit going down. Looked like there was going to be another rumble in the jungle. And it was funny because A-Rod sent a little video of Tyrese Halliburton hitting a three and shaking like he's at some strip club. Like, what's going on with Tyrese Halliburton, man? A-Rod, let me know about last night and let me know about Tyrese, man.
I got nothing more to say on this, dude. I've said my piece. All I got to say, though, is that Isaiah Stewart is a crazy man.
Shout out to Isaiah Stewart.
Love Isaiah
Stewart. Down to fight, man.
The most emotional man.
That LeBron ran away from, man.
Oh, yeah, he's the only man. He charged LeBron.
Did you see him in a timeout? When he was pointing, I can't remember who it was, and he did
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, he did a little shooting motion that told him something in the parking lot.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
I mean, this guy was wild. He was going at fans. He was shoving off referees. He was beefing with cats during timeouts, on the court, off the court. It was like it was just not his day.
The eyes don't lie with this guy. Like, you see in his eyes, like, he will fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's a little unstable for sure. They got a meme. They got a meme on the internet right now where he does this crazy thing where he does like a mean face, but like one of his eyes gets bigger than the other.
Really?
It was like, bro, this guy looks like a character out of Roger Rabbit, bro. He is unstable.
Roger Rabbit, Alice in Wonderland.
Unstable. You know what I mean? But shout out to Isaiah, man. I like that era where we had. Because we grew up with Vernon Maxwell, and we had plenty of unstable, unpredictable cats. Ron Artest,
Yeah.
We had
Vernon
all that.
Maxwell, shit.
Yeah, Vernon Maxwell. Remember we ran up in the stands and fought that dude?
Yeah. Love those unstable dudes, man. Yeah, every team needs those guys, man. You just got to kind of keep them in check.
I mean, shoot, Gilbert Arenas got kicked out of the league for pulling out one or two burners.
Yeah, we're playing cards. What about you guys? Is there anything that's popped out to you since we last spoke that caught your attention?
All-star snubs, my friend.
Who you got?
All-star snubs. How are they gonna snub my boy Norm Powell, man? Like, Norm Powell's
true.
Fucking balling out for the Clippers, and the Clippers
Shout out to Norm Powell.
4th or 5th in the West.
Shout out to Norm Powell. But if I was your homie, I would have told you. You know they're gonna snub you, right? I Ben would have told you.
Hey, man, it's so sad because listen, we traded Norman Powell for a bag of Cheetos, man. A bag of
Gary
Cheetos
Trent.
and a library pass, man.
Yeah, they got him for the low.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it makes me sad. Still to this day. So that's a bad snub. LaMelo got snubbed. Trae Young got snubbed.
Now, how they gonna snub two of the most entertaining players to watch in an All-Star game?
For an All-Star game.
Trae Young is perfect for an All-Star game.
100% agree with you on both those guys. They're both
and like LaMelo, is literally the most popular player on the internet in the NBA. Literally. And he's playing. Yes, without a doubt.
I believe
he's the most popular guy on TikTok and the gram and highlights and all that kind of stuff. He is the guy. He is the guy because none of those people actually watch basketball. They're just into the celebrity. Yeah. LaMelo is king of that world.
The shoes, the cars,
and it's just and he's having a pretty good season. It's a perfect opportunity for the league to say, let's grab the youngins. Let's bring the youngins in.
It kind of epitomizes just the whole season, right? Where it's just been kind of like they've just been getting things wrong. The product they've been throwing out there.
With the 40-minute suggestion. Shorten the games to 40 minutes. Are you crazy?
No, don't do it. No,
you got all these records.
You guys just gotta let these guys play and be tough again, man.
This is the problem, man. This guy, Adam Silver, is
a joke.
He's about growing basketball to random people that don't give a fuck about basketball.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He's just like, oh, you're another viewer? Okay, cool. Whatever it is you need. If your attention span is short, then we're gonna have basketball TikTok. That's man. Like,
he's moving like one of those high-end executives at those corporate companies that are just in for every move is short term, 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Let me get the numbers up. Let me get my package, and I'm gone. Y'all can deal with this. He's doing a LeBron with the league. He's doing a LeBron.
Yeah.
He's trying to get everything propped up right now. Fuck the future.
Man, that's crazy. That's true. That's like, yeah, it's not like the venture cat, like the real investors in tech, like what's his name, Reid Hoffman, who isn't looking for that 2-3 year. He's looking long term, right? He's looking 10-15 years down the line, because he's got the capital, he's got the money to be able to sit there and wait for that shit.
Yes.
But that's not that's not like, we're kind of like those fans because we've been watching this game forever.
Fans are the long-term investor. Yes. This commissioner is just some random CEO looking to get a nice little bonus,
trying to get my wife to watch this shit. Door. Yeah.
He's just trying to get the numbers up artificially, get his little bonus, and then be out.
Yeah, it's gross. That's right. We figured this shit out. It's true. You're trying to make you're trying to make basketball into TikTok. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Because the longevity of the game is going to be people watching the game, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't care. He's just selling out.
Oh, I don't like that, man. You can't. Don't do that to the game. Don't do that to the game. Let him be tough again. Let the game grow itself back to where it's supposed to be. Because you can see the game wants to go back. You know what I mean? Like when you watch these guys play, it wants to play like it used to be played. It's just that there's so much shit implemented now that it's and what's been told to these kids growing up how you should play the game now is kind of like there's stuff that's missing from the coaching, missing from what the parents are showing the kids how to play. Like I'm gonna hit that kid back down and you're gonna get back up, I'm gonna hit you back down again. That needs to be brought back into the game. That toughness,
the toughness, not being in people's landing space when they jump, but toughness.
Yeah, not the Bruce Bowen shit. Yeah,
not the Bruce Bowen shit, but the toughness. And after you shoot the ball and you touch somebody's hand, you need to stop calling that a foul, right? Look, take away a timeout from each team and give a shot clock to the referees when they're doing that. Then they're doing that replay shit.
Yeah.
Have a buzzer that goes off. Like, all right, make a decision.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, man, Shea, I love Shea, but man, this guy got 21 free throws in that game.
Yeah.
Remember he had the MVP before the season started, right? So
it's too much. Nobody's paying to watch free throws, man.
No, yeah, good point.
But you can't touch Shea though.
They're foul hunting now, right?
I remember that finals when you couldn't touch Dwayne Wade. That still pisses me off.
Do you read Dwayne just had
and there's no disrespect to Wade. There's no disrespect to Wade's skills, but that pisses me off what the refs did, though, man.
He had a cancerous tumor removed. He just laid out there in the news. I guess removed from somewhere in his body. He had cancer.
Damn,
Dwayne Wade,
that's crazy. Dwayne Wade is a young man.
Yeah, well, that's that Miami steroids he was taking, man, with LeBron.
Jeez,
that's what I'm saying.
That Balco.
That Miami Balco.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, shit.
Well, yeah, good health. Like that's good that you caught that.
Yeah. All right, next up, boys. Actually, yeah, Jimmy Butler. I saw a video. I was in the gym and the TV was on mute. There's some video. Maybe you guys saw it. What is it? He's got like an iPad and he's like pushing something. He's putting a card to it, and this was making the. Have you guys seen some video about this?
No.
What is that? Because I didn't.
It wasn't anything big. It was just like some guy in the background's like, "Oh, since you're jobless, your card got declined."
Oh, okay.
So he's just joking around and trolling that way.
Yeah, he's being so disrespectful of the game.
There's that classic meme of getting traded and your card doesn't open the door.
He may not be able to be in he'll be out in Mongolia with Boogie soon.
Everybody wants to be a troll nowadays. The troll thing is not working. You know what I mean? Shout out to Top 5. That troll thing didn't work out too well for you, brother. You know what I mean? Jimmy Butler. This troll thing is not going to work out for you, my dude. Come on.
No. Man, speaking of working out for you, I was in, as I was saying, Dominican, and it was with a lot of Americans, and man, they were happy, man, with Trump coming into business. they were ready, man. They were like basically like they were kind of dancing with their rum punch like that, but it was crazy.
Oh, like, you were down there during the election?
Right before, no, the inauguration.
Oh, so the inauguration.
The inauguration happened, and so they were partying in Dominican for Trump down there. It was funny. It's like, okay, well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. His explanation for the drones, though, I'm not that shit smells, and you got to give us the truth for this, because I'm addicted to this story now. I like this right here. You got to tell us, man, because I'm into this. I don't know. You brought it up, Max. And then I like started to dig on it. I'm like, man, I went into a
I didn't want to send you down that rabbit hole.
You
but
did.
Hey,
fucking hell.
Once you get shoved, it's like you start falling, man.
So I was like Alice in Wonderland going, woo, drones. If there's anything else before we get out of here, boys. Up next is Chicago in Toronto tomorrow, January 31st. Hopefully Rats can make this 6 in a row.
Let's box them up, boys.
Yeah. No Zach LaVine. Kobe White is back. They don't have too much going on in Chicago, so they should. Yeah, exactly. Smack them up. Smack them up. Anything else, boys? You want to throw out there? That's about it.
Kawhi's back. Zion is back. Embiid's not back. Paul George is out here looking for the commissioner, Paul George, and Embiid need to go immediately. Immediately. Ben Simmons too. You can take him.
Ben needs to go, man.
Embiid, I saw a graphic of Embiid. The man has played 448 games.
I saw that.
And missed 400.
400.
That's
dang.
insane.
He's missed 400
money,
games.
Yeah.
Stealing money. The heist.
You see that? Yeah. You see that quote from Zion? Does he speak about Zion? Or like he goes, "If I could play in back-to-backs, I would. Physically, I can, and I'm ready. But I work for the Pelicans."
No.
He goes, "But I work for the Pelicans."
Listen, you physically can't because your body is made of like I don't even know what it's made of. A bunch of triglycerides. Because this guy is just man, he's always getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard out of his own mouth that he wasn't taking care of himself properly. It is what it is.
Numerous times he said that. Yeah, I've heard him say that.
What is this Pelican stuff?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play there anymore, man. It's crazy.
The Pelicans have their issues though. They do have their issues with their trainers. They got like the football trainer working for the basketball team. It's really
and like
weird.
their facilities, I heard, aren't really too professional. Like their training
New Orleans
facilities.
is a very humble town. You know, they don't really got the best of anything out there like that. You know.
Yeah, but I love that city, man. Speaking of which, Young Billy, man, has a new song out called what is it called? I can't remember the name, but shout out to Young Bleed.
Young Bleed.
If go on Spotify and check his new tune out, it's a nice song. I like it. I sent it to our group chat and sent him a text too, and said I like this tune. It actually has like that old country sort of like bayou sound to it, and he's got that drawl, that he always has. But sounds like they mixed it real, and like they put a lot of work into this tune. You can hear it, so it's nice. On that note, boys, let's get out of here, and we will speak soon. And go Rabs, man. Our vibe is back, and it feels good. So, we may have sounded down before, but we deserve to be down because, like I said, we are those. We're the investors for the long term, man. So we've been in this a long time, so we're allowed to go down, a dark path.
It's up.
It's up now. Yeah, exactly. All right, boys. Until next time, this was the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. I'm Al Hoopo. That's A-Rod, and that's Max P. And however you're listening to this or watching this, just hit subscribe. And if you don't know how to spell subscribe, it starts with an S, and it's followed by a U and B. And, sound it out. You'll find it. And then hit it. You can use your mouse. You can use your finger mouse on your computer, whatever you got to do, but just hit subscribe. It helps us and it helps you because we're going to keep continuing to give you what you need here on the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. Bye-bye.